Okay, let's kick this thing off. Welcome everyone to our weekly Lead Champ Pro call. If you are watching this on YouTube, please hit the like button, subscribe, hit the bell. You want to be notified every time we have new updates, new information, new training coming out. And if you're not watching it live and you want to join us next time, every single Wednesday at 12 o'clock Eastern on leadchamplive.dials.com, you can join us on Zoom, be a part of the community, see the calls live, be the first person or the first group of people to hear about new updates and exciting new things that are happening with Lead Champ. And by the way, that is what we have for you this week is new updates. Some of y'all have already logged in. You've already seen them. Some of the buttons have changed. And I know Josh and Jamie are excited to share those with you. Before we jump into that, though, let me share a little bit of good news right out of the Discord. Hopefully. There we go. And by the way, if you are not in our Discord, at the very top of Lead Champ is a purple button. Join the Discord. Or it might be a blue button, actually. I apologize. Hit that button, join the Discord, join the community, be a part of it, see what's going on with other people that are using the platform. I had someone recently tell me, he said, I was having a bad week, and for a second, I wanted to blame my tools. I wanted to blame my leads, and then I went into the Discord, and I saw dozens of people posting big sales, posting updates, posting wins, and I decided to go back and double down. And he said, I ended the day over 5,000 issue paid. I was at zero for the week. So, sometimes it's not the tools, it's just your attitude and your effort that you need to change. And when you're around people who are exclusively winning and posting good news like this, it's easy to have a good attitude and keep pushing forward. So Hytham with an $11,000 sale with NLG. Adam Mostel, $10,000 with NLG. Crazy big sales, guys. Congrats on those. Caleb Tipton, I see you on the call today. 1,300 Americo. Shout out to the Drip Tech's 9-month-old lead. You gotta love that. Whenever you pick one up from 9 months ago, 12 months ago, 15 months ago, and it pays for your Lead Champ for a few months, pretty incredible. Hunter with a 1,200 LGA term from a beneficiary lead. Let's go. So put every single time you guys close the sale, you should be collecting the beneficiary's phone number no matter what anyway. Go ahead and click that red button at the top, add beneficiary, put in the name and number, and many of them are booking automatically because they want to hear what's the money coming their way. What is this policy that they're a beneficiary of? And many of them are looking for coverage themselves. So congrats, Hunter, on closing that one, basically a free lead. Quinn Kelly, Spanky is doing his job. Thanks, LCP. Yes, the little boy meme, 100%. So many people, they're going to forget about the appointment. They haven't put it on their calendar. They haven't written it down. They didn't respond back to the confirmation. They get the meme. They ha-ha it. They go, yes, I'll be there. They put it on their calendar, and your show rate actually goes up because of those confirmation messages. And then finally, Derek here, and the drought has ended 2 before 11 a.m. for a total of 2,400 hashtag LCP leads. Let's go. Guess who's back? It always is tough. Whenever you have a hot streak, it's easy to the next one's a sale, the next one's a sale, the next one's a sale, the next one's a sale. But sometimes breaking that drought can be the hardest part. So congratulations on locking that one in, Derek. And guys, if you aren't already in the Discord, please join. Please come share your good news. Show us what's going on in your business. Show us those wins. When it's an LCP lead, do hashtag LCP lead. If you have someone get booked by AI a year later, please let us know that the tech strip picked them up a year later. That is huge news for everyone who's using it. And by the way, let me do another quick reminder. Every time you hit the What Happened button, it is live posting all of your sales into the Discord, and it's keeping track of a leaderboard so that we know who's actually crushing it and who's not. So if you want to make sure that you show up on that leaderboard, that your sales are being tracked, and by the way, to make sure that the thank you cards swing out, the monthly payment reminder, the birthday card, the New Year's card, all of the client retention happens after you push the What Happened button. So please make sure you push that. Please make sure you're actually putting in your annual premium so it reports correctly on the leaderboard, and you can see yourself crushing it, competing with the other people in the Discord. Can you be added to where you can see the leaderboard? So, Josh, is it okay if I tell everyone how to throw it out there? We can police if people do it too much, right?
Are you talking? Yeah, so it's daily activity. I think we have a permission issue in Discord that we need to update. But yeah, we'll make note of that and update that.
So right after this call, Derek, I will go and post a live update for this past week inside the Good News channel. So if you guys want to see a live leaderboard for this past week, I'll post it in the Good News channel inside the Discord. and then hopefully we'll get that permission feature fixed, and then anyone will be able to go and check it whenever they want to. So thank you for that, Josh. And speaking of which, let's go ahead and pass the call off to the co-founders of Lead Champ Pro. And I know a lot of you guys think they just sell insurance all day, and all of us here at Lead Champ, we're the ones that actually do the hard work. But the truth is, okay, Josh and Jamie really are in the trenches all the time, building this system, making the improvements, like literally all the websites, all the buttons, all the workflows, all the automations, all that stuff is designed, built, and tested by these two gentlemen. The testing part being sometimes the most the most expensive and most frustrating part, okay? Because it's amazing. Like I think on this particular update, they got a little bit mad at me because I asked Josh a question and he said, well, now that you've asked me that question, I have to redesign this entire system. So you've just ruined my week or the next 2 weeks. And I was like, crap, I don't even know what I did. But I know many people have, this perception that these guys aren't actually, hitting the keys and doing the work here. They really do. They've been working tirelessly to get this update out in time for this call. So Josh and Jamie, thank you so much for doing that, sacrificing time that you could be selling more insurance, growing your agency to help everyone here really get more out of Lead Champ Pro. So I'll pass the call over to you all, but appreciate you guys and excited to see these new updates.
Hey, thanks so much, Nick. Jamie, I'm just going to jump in and say I'm glad you got the hat memo.
Yes.
And for anybody that doesn't know, when Jamie wears his fancy shirt, like just good things happen. He's probably going to sell a ton today. Everything in Lead Champ's going to go right. No one messes with, Dwight when he has his, fancy white shoes on, right?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Any guesses what time I went to bed last night putting these updates together, Josh?
I'd rather not guess.
Anyway, 2:30, 3 hours of uninterrupted sleep, and then right as I finished the updates, my child walked in with a wet bed. So here we are.
Here we are. Yeah. So this is the dedication we have for you guys. So just a little background on what we're going to go through. So we're going to go through why we made these updates, what they mean to you. They're not just shiny buttons. We're going to demo them so everybody understands exactly what the things are, how to use them, what they're going to do for you. We're going to talk about after that what to expect next from the next several updates. That now that we have these done, we can work on the next things. The list never ends. So what's coming up next? And then we actually have some new packages and plans that maybe your agents who aren't on Lead Champ Pro, we have some things that they might want to take advantage of, and we're going to go through that here at the end. But so to kind of go through, anybody that's been on Lead Champ for more than 5 minutes, this update has taken us at least a month. It was something like 200 automations that had to be worked on. We added something like 40 or so products. And so our team had to go scour the back offices of various companies and collect product brochures and put those in place. And someone almost got into a fight with an insurance carrier because they wouldn't give us their product brochure. That didn't actually happen, but it's been a lot. And anytime, think of it, if you've ever seen that It's Sunny in Philadelphia meme where he's got like the map up and he's like a conspiracy theory and it's all this big web of things. Like that's what Lead Champ looks like on the back end. And when you change one thing, that affects like 10 other things. And so, sometimes people will say, hey, just add this button, just add this product. And I wish it was that easy. It's like, if you make one change, it's a ripple in a pond. It can break 10 other things. And so we have to meticulously go through and do everything. And one thing I've learned about making software updates of any kind with any company on anything, no matter how fancy it is or not, something always goes wrong and you just can't foresee every situation. And, we get to work with other tech companies that aren't in like you wouldn't know of, but we get to work with them and know that know their owners and their people that work for them. And it's the same thing everywhere you go, right? Like they come out with an update and it's like, oh, here's the 6 things we had no way of knowing would go wrong. So appreciate everybody giving us grace. And anyway, that's kind of what we've been doing. And Jamie, if you want to kind of go through like really what this update is doing for everybody and some of the stress it will alleviate for them.
Yeah, anybody who's logged in and gone into your contact page, you're going to notice that it's just going to look a little bit slightly different. So before we had this giant slew of buttons up here, so all the yellow buttons are gone. Don't panic; they're still there, just in a little bit of a different way. Give me a quick raise of hands if you've ever clicked on one of the buttons and then nothing happened. And then what'd you do, Drake? You clicked it about 100 more times, and then still
It broke
nothing
it.
happened. It broke it. Yeah. So
Or how about Jamie? If now, like I'm spoiled. You know, if you have a nice big desktop view, if you're Sheila Day, right? Like you have 12 feet of monitor space. But if you're on a laptop, those buttons probably took up half your page.
yes.
Yeah.
100%. So some simplification here. So it's not just a change in look, it's a change in how fast the things are going to happen. So for anybody who's ever experienced where I don't know if anybody's noticed the change in the no-show button that happened a couple of weeks ago, where it went from just a button that you kind of just hoped and prayed and crossed your fingers that it would work, to a form. So that simple form, when you click submit, notice your no-show message was sending in seconds. So we kind of took that same philosophy towards all of those buttons. So before, you would see a big drop-down menu for just about everything here. If we, for instance, just go look at, we'll look at our send product info. So we used to have about 100 folders with 300 products that were taking up your entire screen. Now you'll do the same thing you've done for the what happened button. You'll copy over the phone number, and then you can search your insurance product here. So if I want to go ahead and send the Americo IUL, I click submit. And the thing that you'll notice is, number one, when you click submit, you're going to get a message letting you know on the screen, like, this has been submitted, which I know was a big headache for a lot of people before. They're like, I clicked the button. Is it working? So like, you're going to get confirmation that the workflow is going, number one. And then number two, as soon as you X out, you'll notice that when you click that, it's now like immediate. Like there's something that changed from like this button click to a form fill. Without getting too deep into all the technical aspects of things, there was a delay with the button, but when we have this beautiful form, every time you click submit, I mean, Josh had an experience this morning where he's kind of like, I noticed it took me about, 10 seconds longer to send like the IUL info because I had to click, copy, paste the phone number, click which one I wanted to send, and then I had to press submit. But the difference is then the message sent immediately, and I was able to move on with my life as opposed to, clicking it and then kind of waiting and hoping if it's going to send. Does that make sense, Josh?
Absolutely. I mean, it had sent before I clicked off of the pop-up window, which is great. And then, like you mentioned, doing it this way, it's like 99% gonna send every time. Where how we had it before, there's all kinds of coding cache issues. It would get jammed up. All kinds of things would happen where it would delay or sometimes not send. So this is really a solution to that, more so than anything.
Yeah, also having so many buttons slowed things down. So you should see a slight improvement in speed here. So couple little things just like in terms of like topical difference. You'll notice that if you go and click on any of these forms, little facelift. So just a little update, bigger font, looks a little fancier. But at the end of the day, all those forms are still the same. You'll get a nice description of what each button does. For each
Jamie, can you just a thing that I've noticed, and this is probably a change that we need to make. This is something very small. Open that up again if you would, or especially actually this one. Go to the think about it, please.
Yeah.
So one thing I've noticed, it hasn't happened a ton, but it happens sometimes where someone will fill out one of these and because the asterisk is not making them fill it out, they don't fill out everything. And then when it sends to the client, specifically, if you go to fill out think about options and you don't fill in all the thing for option 1, it doesn't send, and people are like, oh, it didn't work. It's like, well, you didn't fill it out. So Jamie, we probably need to make that required. When we made it, I just assumed that everyone would fill it out. But just make sure you are filling out to completion these forms so it gets sent correctly to the client or the lead.
Yeah, 100%. So what happened buttons, little facelift, but all works the exact same. You guys have been experiencing that probably for the last couple of days. Change pipeline stage. So before there was a big long drop down of second call, third call, fourth call. So this is for somebody who probably is not using a power dialer. This is for somebody who is maybe dialing straight up out of Lead Champ, and this is going to move people in your opportunity pipeline stage. Or if you want to just go ahead and mark someone as not interested or disconnected, wrong number, this is the place to do it. When you go ahead and hit, for instance, not interested and submit, it's going to mark them as lost. It's going to check off all the do not disturb boxes, all of that stuff, and make it so that you can't continue to contact that person, or again, move it to a new pipeline stage for you to go ahead and do the next attempt. Change policy status. This is going to be for your sent to underwritings as well as your missed payment. So one new thing you guys are going to notice in here. So you've got your sent to underwriting. Somebody gets approved. You click approve. They get declined. You declined. A lot of you guys have been using your missed payments. Now we've added one more here, which is payment current. Josh, you want to talk about that one?
Yeah, so I mean the missed payment button, if you're not using the missed payment button, you're really missing out. I mean, I would say this has saved Jamie and I directly thousands every single month, because somebody misses their payment. Marico, like, doesn't matter the carrier, but you get that notification. And I know that before, I mean, if you have staff, they reach out one time, maybe the person doesn't answer. And so you mark him as missed payment. It's going to send them a text. I would say about 50% of the people respond to the text. Most time it's like, oh, I had no idea. It's a very short kind of text strip saying, hey, this happened. Let's talk about it, whatever. And but when someone would catch up their payment, up until now, it was like, how do I get them back out of the missed payment bucket back into the client bucket? And you had to go kind of manually move them around. Now you just come back in and hit payment current. And so if they miss the payment 2 months from now, you can come back in here, hit it again, and you're not going to have any issues. So basically, anytime with your clients, if they're approved, decline, miss payment, if they cancel, payment current, this is where you're going to go do that.
Yeah. So when you hit the cancel button, Josh, that then also like removes that person from any future like workflows, continuing to reach out to them, sending postcards, all that stuff.
Exactly. And on your pipeline, your opportunity pipeline, under your client pipeline, there is a canceled policy. So they're all there. So fortunately we do have them categorized. You can go back and maybe hit them up later on if you want to. Unfortunately, if you want to not feel great about yourself, go look at how many are in there.
Fair enough. Okay. So what was previously action buttons is now this send videos, website, and policy details. So you've got the send more information. What are we sending? This is how you go ahead and send your IUL website. This is how you send your FIA website, FEX, mortgage, ERN, referral, VMU, booking link, and policy details. So again, many times, same issue. You're on the phone with somebody and they go, can you send me some more information? You go click that IUL info button. I know Drake, when he dials, he likes to just hit people with the IUL info button as well, as a way to try to get people to answer the phone call. Because he's like, hey, like, this is what we're talking about. So he can come in here and he can go and click that send IUL website, submit, and he's going to see that text message go out immediately, as soon as he presses submit, instead of, having to hope and wonder if that video is going to go out. And a lot of the time, guys, like, you press the button and it was going to send. We had some delays in there where it would wait like 2 minutes. And then when you press it 2, 3, 4 times in a row, it like breaks it, and then it wouldn't send because we clicked it so many times. So now you'll hit submit, you'll get a thank you confirmation, and it'll tell you what to do if it, for whatever reason, doesn't send, and it'll give you some instructions in that regard. So that's going to be how you go ahead and send your websites, policy details, booking link, that kind of stuff.
Let me jump in here. Yeah, I saw Quentin's message. So the thing about sending your IUL, any of your any of your sites to people, to try to get them to respond, you should not do that. That's a great way to burn your number. Is sending links to people who have not respond. The phone carriers don't like that. So just throwing that out there. If they have responded, send them whatever, right? If they have not responded, it's a great way to burn your number. So
Yeah. Okay. And then we've got our send carrier and product info, which I briefly mentioned here. But again, instead of you having to go through like this was the big motivation for this one. And again, it just seems really simple, but like we're getting more products all the time. Like we've had people hit us up all week. Hey, is Chubb added? Is this added? Is the new NLG product added? And we're getting new carriers. And then we even work with some agents from other IMOs. And you guys probably have seen in the drop down some carriers that you don't even have. And you're like, this is just taking up my screen. I don't need XYZ carrier on my screen. I've never even heard of XYZ carrier. Now it's all in one place. You go search it. We'll continue to add to it. If you've got carriers that other people don't have, you've got products that other people don't have, it's actually made our life a lot easier. I know if anybody's ever had a product they wanted us to add, we were always kind of like, submit it to us. We'll let you know we can get to it because there was a little bit of a process to add the button, to do all that stuff, to get the carrier brochures, etc. So if you have a new product, much easier for us to go ahead and get in here now. And then again, you'll just be able to, search that product and click submit, and it's going to send them that text message as well as that pre-templated email with the name of the product, the company's website, the product brochure, their AM best score, all of those things right here, and it will happen.
I will say on this, and usually it's like on calls like this or on our insurance training calls, anytime you're talking to people that are actually on the call, you're kind of preaching to the choir because those are the people that are dialed in. They know what's up. It's all the people that don't show up to the calls that you wish would show up to the calls to know how things are going. But a couple of things, right? Like when we add new products, kind of our whole deal with Lead Champ is, we're trying to give everybody the newest, best stuff. And so in order to do that, we have to, if we're not going to add it for everybody, we don't add it for anybody, because then it comes this thing where it's like Sheila has something in her account, but when we do an update, we have to make sure that she doesn't get it so it doesn't wipe out her thing, but then Derek does get it. And that really just changes the whole business model. To do that way, we would have to just go, hey, everybody do whatever you want, and we're not going to update things. And so in order to keep integrity in the whole platform, if we can't do it for everybody, we don't do it for anybody. So people will come to us and say, hey, I have this, this product or this company that I sell. I don't see you guys have, will you add it? And our support team will be like, cool, send us like the website, agent support, brochures, this, that, and the other thing. And people love to like debate with us, and they go, well, I don't need all that. It's like, look, we're not going to add it unless we have that stuff. You have the logins and the back office stuff. We may or may not. So like, we're happy to add it. We just need those things. And the other thing is, even with the updates, it's still going to take a little bit of time. There are something around 80 components that have to be updated all at the same time to add a product. So while we do have a great system for it, it's not just like, oh, add this line item right here. And so I would say, if you're, what typically happens is somebody will sell something that we don't have, and they go, hey, I just sold this. Can you do this right now? And it's like, no, it's going to take us a minute. So but we do have a process for it. We're willing to add stuff. That's just a few things that we do need to add or do to make sure it's done properly.
Yeah, there was that one agent who we won't name who was like, can you just give me a box that I can just type whatever I want into, and then it will automatically create all of the product emails and text messages. Like, no, that won't work.
No, yeah, we're actually, yeah, nothing is AI. It's me and Jamie like in the background, like sending everything manually on your behalf.
Pretty much.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Schedule text is nothing new. It's just no longer buried deep within the action buttons. Now it's right here available for you. Now I will say this, that at the bottom of the screen here, you guys, my screen's kind of cut off right now. You may or may not be able to see it, but you have the ability to technically schedule a text inside of
Well,
Lead Champ here. But I want to talk about the difference, Josh. Will you
yeah.
tell the difference between the two?
Yeah, I was going to jump in on that. So perfect. So okay, the one at the bottom is you can schedule a text message. Now, you can't schedule two text messages. So if you have like, I want to schedule one next week and the one the week after, you can't. You can only schedule one text message.
Yeah.
Now, you do that down there. Basically, you hit the little time icon, you write your message, you pick the date, you pick the time, which is cool. You can pick the time of day and you hit send and it'll send it out on that time. The button up at the top, I prefer this one. Again, you can't schedule two, you can only schedule one. But the reason that I prefer this one is because if this happens all the time, right? Let's say you have to follow up with a client, you have to follow up with a lead. Hey, hit me back in 2 weeks, hit me back when I get off vacation, like whatever the thing is, right? Or they want to fund a big annuity and I get my money next month or something, right?
I'm gonna stop by the bank tomorrow to get my account number, and you're like, all right, I'm gonna send you a reminder message at 8 a.m. and you're gonna go do it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what we used to do, you task yourself, you create an appointment, but then you get to the appointment and you're like, what? Why did I even do that? I forgot. And so when you fill this out, you put in the notes section, you write the message, text message content, and then the date to deliver. It will deliver at 8 a.m. the client's time when that day comes. But what it will also do is it will text you, which this is I made this for me, right? It'll text me, hey, you just sent this person a text. Here's the notes on why you sent it, and here's what you sent. So then it's like, oh, okay. So that's what we created that button there for.
All right, Josh, do you want to talk about this AI off button that we don't want anybody to ever press?
Yeah, this AI off button is we had to add the name, or we had to add turn in front of AI off because people would see this and they go, my AI is off. It's red. It says AI off. It's like, no, that is to turn AI off. So if you're mid conversation, you need to turn it off. What it should say is, I think I'm smarter than AI. I want to turn it off. Um, People like to turn it off because they want to respond. And yes, are there some scenarios where you want to jump in? Sure. So you hit that, it will turn AI off and you can respond after that. Also, AI will turn off when you manually respond. Sometimes it's nice to just quick, turn it off and jump in. But I would say 95% of the time, don't mess with AI. Let it do its thing. Will it get every conversation right in the way that you would do it? No. But if you've ever employed anybody, a staff person, an assistant, anything like that, they're never going to do things exactly the way that you do them. But if they do them 80% and they're going to be more time efficient than you, right? AI is going to respond within 10 seconds. Where if you're 100% doing it on your own, I know that before we had AI, I was doing all of my message. I was setting a lot of appointments through text, but a lot of times I wouldn't get to the person for 30 minutes or an hour if I had an appointment. And by then, their phone is down and they're not in the conversation anymore and they might not respond. So I would let AI do its thing unless it's just really going off the tracks. And then you can hit the AI off button and jump in.
Yeah, I think this would be a good transition, Josh, into just kind of the update on kind of where we're at with AI.
Yes. So real quick, I saw Brian's thing. So if any of this stuff is not working, if you've ever messaged into support, right, you hit the support ticket. The support ticket is the way to go. If it's a new issue, I would ask, don't text support. Don't just text them. Always create a support ticket if you want a faster response. And then if support asks you for a Loom, it's not just to make your life harder. Like, we want to see what's going on, see all the actions happening on screen, know what is going on. So sending in a Loom is always much appreciated. so we can actually see what you see on your screen, right? So that's a little bit about that. Okay, so what's coming next? And so over the last couple of weeks, we've been talking about AI version 2. On last week's call, I kind of talked about there was an AI, the AI provider, there was a back-end coding issue that wasn't syncing up correctly. That got solved. We identified the issue last week. It finally got fixed, I believe, last night. And so over the next several days, now that this is done, we are currently working on transitioning everybody over to version 2 of AI. And so, like everything else, it is quite the manual process. So we have to rebuild everyone's AI bots and get those out. So what you can expect, so over the next couple of days, just plan on AI not really doing a whole lot for you. And so people messaging, hey, AI is not responding. Yeah, it might not. So we're going to go through, 3 to 5 people at a time, update their AI bots. We will message you when we'll say, hey, Sheila, your AI should be good to go. And then when we're finished with everybody, we'll make an announcement. Say, hey, everybody's good to go. So if you do not have AI, you can go to the Launchpad menu inside of Lead Champ, scroll down to AI, and you can request it. Those requests for new people are going to get done last, so it might be a few days. So that's that. Currently, we are not like charging to get AI. That'll be another conversation for another call for new people. But everybody right now, if you don't have it, you can go request it. And if you have had it, we are working on updating that. So again, over the next couple of days, we're going to go several people at a time. When we get everything, working for your particular account, we will message you, and then we'll make like a Discord announcement and probably a text blast once everybody's is done. And of course, when that gets rolling, there's a lot of moving parts to the version 2. So we have several updates already pre-planned for the future of things that it's going to allow us to do where version 1 did not allow us to do that we're planning on. But there's many more moving parts to it. So it's simplified some things and greatly complicated other things. And so, there might be while all the same parameter for anybody that's used AI, it's very simple and straightforward. We book appointments, right? The responses might be slightly different as AI evolves. If anybody's used ChatGPT, there's like version 4, version 5. There's all these different versions. There's Anthropic. The list goes on. So the words themselves might be slightly different. You might see anything that's off, you're not sure about, send in a support ticket with examples. If sometimes it's just like, well, AI said this and they said it in a different way that you might said it, and we probably can't do a whole lot about that. But certain things, like Jamie had one yesterday where the person had their state and time zone and AI asked for the time zone. That's something that is with our control, and we're able to fix that. So because there's so many variables to the AI bots, there could be things that don't go according to plan. So of course, let us know that. And as always, give us a contact example, a screenshot, a loom is always super helpful so we can drill down to the exact problem and solve it. But some of the things, it won't do it right away, but over the next couple of weeks that we will be rolling out with AI it'll do a better job of communicating to people for like ERN beneficiary referrals. So we're really excited about that, where version 1 was kind of in this little box. So excited about that.
Especially if anybody's also seen client communication. Sometimes it almost feels like if the AI responds to a client, it's like trying to book another insurance appointment instead of like trying to care for them as a client that's already on your books. Like, what questions do you have, as opposed to when can we talk about your insurance needs? So little things like that will change, and there's your you're going to have multiple uses. I think you're going to have multiple bots and personas or something along those lines at some point.
Yeah. There's we had to learn like a new language just to be to be able to do this.
And then to
So
just to make it even more fun, Josh and I are headed to one of the largest tech conferences in the country in a couple of weeks, where we even found our AI solution last year. So maybe version 3 happens after we come back in a couple of weeks. And Josh is going to pull all his hair out if I say that, but there's some
gosh.
more fun things that are bound to come.
Yeah, definitely. Um, okay. So other things to be on the lookout for. Um, one thing that we've dealt with is like some time zone stuff for anybody that lives on the West Coast. Text not going out until 8 a.m. your time zone. We've fixed many of those. We're going to finish up fixing that for everybody. So there are some updating issues that need to be done there. That's going to get done. Again, we're going to be working on AI version 2 over the next couple of days, getting that out for everybody. And without, I don't, I'm going to broach this project, this topic as nicely as I can, but we're going to be removing any self-checkout insurance links. There's a company that starts with E and ends in S. We've started to take that out of Lead Champ. We're going to completely remove any messaging from Lead Champ on that. And quite frankly, I don't, me personally, on any company that's like, hey, here's a self-checkout link, just blast it out. I personally just don't love that, just to do that for everybody. That gets very messy and very hard to keep up with. Jamie and I were talking about during the call, maybe making it available on one of the buttons so you can send if you want to, because there's different companies that have a self-checkout link. Some people don't have any of those. Some people have one of them or the other. And to try to make it available to everybody, it does get quite complicated. And the more there was a saying that someone we were working with, they said about 100 times, simple, what is it? Simple sales,
Simple
simple
cells,
scales.
simple scales.
Simple sales, simple scales. So if we can simplify it, we can scale it. If we can scale it, then it works for everybody. And if it gets too complicated, it starts to break down in, edge cases and for certain people, and then people get frustrated. So I think
Yeah.
what we're going to do, again, we're going to rip out all that language, which means we have to go through every message and every text workflow and manually rewrite the messages so that it's not just something that is a quick, easy thing. And then we're going to take out all those self-checkout links, and then we'll probably make something available to where if you do have one, you can send it at will.
Yeah, I also wanted to throw out there, I was going to try to be super politically correct about this, but we were given permission directly by our CEO to say don't sell ethos.
Yeah,
They're going to call your clients and they're going to try to resell them on a different product. So that's the real reason we're pulling this out. And we will offer a self-checkout link in a different manner, which we've discussed, but I'm just going to throw it out there because for the goodness of everyone on this call, even if you're not on my team directly, I've shared that with our managers and I've shared that with our top producers. But yes, we will no longer be working with that company. That's all I'll say about that.
Brett Dunham. Yes.
Yes.
That's how we feel about it. All right. Let's see. I think that is everything to cover. So on these calls, sometimes like we have somebody who's crushing it, who is going to come on and talk about what they're doing, how they're selling, how they're using Lead Champ in relation to what they're doing. And it's a great training because we all need. I was talking to my partner Dawson Bruce this morning, and we were talking about annuities and Roth conversions, and there's like so much to learn. And when you stop trying to get better and increase your knowledge, not even that, but just what are other people doing so you can keep as sharp as possible. I think it's really easy to be like, I sell a lot, I just need to call these leads and sell, and I don't need to take the time to get on trainings. I think as soon as you do that, you start to lose and go backwards. So I know we were talking about that this morning, and I'm like, yeah, there's some calls that I need to start plugging into myself. So sometimes these calls are, sales training based, and sometimes they're just a tech tip, tech talk, tech update. And that's certainly what today is. And we're going to continue to do that and keep updating things and making things better. And we have a whole list of things that we did not mention that we are working on in the background that when they're available, excited to bring those things to you. But with that said, as always, tomorrow,
we still have to talk about new packages.
I said in the beginning, that's why you gotta tell them what you're gonna tell them, and then you tell them, and then you have to tell them what you told them. So go ahead, Jamie.
The one thing I just want
them.
to talk about is we're very aware that Lead Champ really is not a software that somebody who is not really selling full time should be using. We are fully aware of that and understand that. I've started to identify like this almost like this graduation process that happens. Like when you get in, all you need is a spreadsheet and a cell phone and a pen and a paper. Like that's all you need. Like you can have a paper calendar. You just need to call some people and you need to set some appointments. And then what's happening, after that, we've now got Connect Power Dialer, which now non-Lead Champ Pro users can go ahead and use. And then we've got Lead Champ. And then of course, like the holy grail of everything is like you're using all of those things. And also you've got some sort of you're running your own Facebook campaign, whether it's with us or somebody else. But it's like, if we're talking about graduating as a salesperson, you've got your calendars, your systems, your power dialers, your CRMs, and your leads basically all in-house. Now, one of the things we've kind of realized with that is new agents. New agents, they're very budget conscious, all of these things, but there's aspects of Lead Champ that we think could be very powerful for them. So one of the things that we recently, just now, are launching is our VMU only package. So if you go to the Lead Champ Pro website, you can scroll down to the Verify My Underwriter section, and we now have a click here for VMU only package. So for anybody who just wants a Verify My Underwriter site, that's all they want. It's not going to have the calendar on it. We'll talk about kind of why a couple of these things in a second here. But $47 a month, they can have access to a Verify My Underwriter profile where they can go ahead and have all of the landing pages, all the videos, all the state license verification, the carrier credibility section. But of course, because they're not a full Lead Champ Pro user, it doesn't really make sense to have access to all the features, the texting, the automations, the calendar, the booking link, all of that. But a new person who's on the phone and they go, "Hey, Mary, I need your social." And she goes, "I don't trust you." And you go, "Hey, Mary, I just sent you a text message with my link to verify my license. Can you go ahead and click on that?" So we now have that available. One of two ways. You can come here and you can, basically come in here to the checkout and, sorry, I should have had this prepared. You can now see you've got the couple different packages available. You've got the Send Blue, A2P, and then VMU only. So you can go and click here and check out that way. That will create you a sub account in Lead Champ. So when you're ready, you can upgrade. So you'll automatically already have an account created, number one. And then number two, you can also go to the Verify My Underwriter website here, and they can learn a little bit more about it. And also some of you pretty people are on here where they can go ahead and they can view your website as an example. So shout out to you guys. And then again, they can see what comes with that. So that's number one. Number two is we have the Connect Power Dialer, which a lot of you guys are familiar with. Now, here is something that we are going to be offering at the Ignite event that we just decided we're going to start offering right now. Is anybody who is a non-Lead Champ Pro user who goes and gets a Connect Power Dialer will get a free Verify My Underwriter website. So basically, they will get their Connect Power Dialer, and they will also get a Verify My Underwriter website. What's going to happen is they're going to get their login for the Connect Power Dialer. They'll also get a welcome email to Lead Champ, but when they go ahead to log in, what's going to happen is they're going to see a bunch of buttons and none of it's going to do anything. And the only thing that's going to work is going to be this VMU website info section. They'll come in here, they'll fill this out, our team will build their website, and then this orange button will work, and they can go ahead and send out their link to whoever they want. Major difference, the only thing that's going to change for someone who's on a VMU only package or a dialer plus VMU is just this bottom section right here won't be there, because if you don't have Lead Champ, it doesn't matter what they're really booking onto. It's not going to go anywhere, and it's not going to do anything. So they'll have access to all of this for free with their power dialer. So if you guys have new agents, all of this to say, you have new agents that you're looking to have them get that first thing to give them credibility. The VMU only website is a really easy place to start. I'm not aware. I know there's a lot of different CRMs out there, and different lead vendors that offer some sort of a verified producer website, but I'm not really aware of anybody who offers it as a standalone. So I think that's nice for somebody who just is like, listen, I'm brand new and I just want to go buy $500 worth of leads and dial them until I make a sale. And that's their budget. And for them, they can go ahead and get their Verify My Underwriter website. So now at the bottom of kind of that graduation scale is you got your pen and paper and your hand dialing leads and you got your VMU site. Then you graduate into a power dialer. Power dialer now comes with that VMU site as well. And then you get to a point where you're selling 3, 4 policies a week. Maybe now it makes sense to get your Lead Champ website or your Lead Champ CRM, because now we're talking about not just booking appointments. We're talking about client care, persistency, follow up, all of those things. Keeping it all in one place. And now you're consistently selling 5 to 10 grand a week. And now maybe it makes sense for you to go from some sort of a BPL type of a package to some sort of a generating your own leads kind of a package. And we do help with that. Here at Lead Champ, we do IUL leads, for anybody whoever is interested in that. We'll kind of talk to you to see if it's a good fit. But again, I think just getting started, Elise said it, beneficial to use as a business card. Agents are always asking about it. I will also preview, without going too deep into it, we do have a digital business card that is coming next as well. So a download contact card is going to be a thing that's coming here very soon. So someone will be able to go to your digital business card and they'll click download contact and it will do the thing like on your iPhone, your Android, whatever phone, and it will actually take your contact card with your picture, with your title, with your email, your website, your licenses, your credibility website, all right there, and it will download that right into their phone simply through clicking. So that is one thing that's also coming, is the digital business card. I don't have that pulled up here, so I'm probably not going to show that to you guys, but that is also coming here very soon. So yeah, anybody who has a new agent who wants to get the VMU only website, have them go check out. Let us know if anybody. Also, I think one of the big things, we go to these big events like Ignite, and Nick talks to a lot of new people, and he turns a lot of people away. He says, "Hey, you're not ready. You're just not ready." He care, like we care enough about the new person that's like, "Hey, you're just gonna cancel it because you're not selling insurance. Like you're going to. So like there's no point in coming in because it's not for our benefit. Like it's not for our benefit if you sign up for Lead Champ. It's for your benefit, for your new person's benefit, if they're ready for it. So if they can't afford it, Nick's gonna say, hey, get a VMU site. Hey, get the power dialer, and you get a free VMU site with that. So that's kind of like our new start for new agents. And our goal is to get them to graduate into Lead Champ. Anything to add to that, Josh?
Yeah, no, I was just laughing because I think some people think Nick's title is like head of sales, and he's really just head of gatekeeping.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is the truth of it. But no, I'm excited for that. Because again, in terms of the industry, this business, the saying is, the new blood is the lifeblood, and we do need to be able to service them. Again, the full-blown Lead Champ is for people like me and Jamie who are career-minded agents, and that is not new people. Maybe they're just getting their feet wet, they're just trying it out, they're seeing if this industry is even for them. So obviously Lead Champ isn't for that person, but creating some tools and some things so they can get off the ground and provide value to them without breaking the bank, we're excited about. So I guess unless we have anything else, I will mention that
now that I had a second just to gather myself, here's your digital
yeah.
business card that's coming, and you'll be able to send this out, and they can go ahead and download your contact info, verify your license.
We're not stopping there.
Yeah. So,
oh wait, there's more.
There you go.
Wow, guys, thank you so much for working tirelessly. I know you guys worked aggressively fast to get this done, and late into the night apparently for Jamie to get this done in time for the call. Super excited about all the new things coming. And yes, for anyone who's sent me a new agent before and then maybe I turned them away and you were wondering what's up with that, send them again now. Okay, we'll get them onboarded on the dialer, get them set up with their free VMU site that comes with the dialer, and help them go get cranking so they can actually go sell enough. I just didn't like them. That's exactly what it was. I actually just interviewed them just for personality only. And then the people we like, we let them in. That's how we've curated such a great group of people here, right, guys? That's how we found Eric. I turned away 5 times. Okay. So if you do want to check it out, if you're like listening to this on YouTube or on social media, you're like, hey, where do I find it? Leadchamppro.com, click book a demo. I'll be happy to show you how you can use this to take your business to the next level. Even if you're a brand new agent now, we can show you how to start with the dialer and scale up to where you can actually afford our powerhouse of a software. So thank you guys so much for being on. Appreciate you guys. See you next week, Wednesday, 12 o'clock Eastern, leadchamplivehouse.com.
We'll see everybody tomorrow at 10 in the Discord in Lead Champ for live dials for that power hour, where we will watch Sheila Day book 10 appointments unmuted live. That's she said she is going to do that or bust. So that was very aggressive and kind of you to offer that, Sheila. Really appreciate you. So we'll see everybody tomorrow at 10. Be ready to dial, bring your people.
All right. Have a great day, guys. Bye.
All right. Bye.